Hello, thanks for joining us. This is Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguele. The President of the Senate, Ahmad Ibrahim Lawan, has inaugurated a 400 million naira worth annual turnover integrated poultry farm at Gashamu, Jakusko local government area in Yobe State. The project is a product of the National Agricultural Land Development Authority, NALDA. Let's hear the details from Adam Yusuf Ali.
The farm estate in Yobe State is one of the 809 agricultural facilities being established by the National Agricultural Land Development Authority under the presidency. The estate in Gasamuja Cusco local government area is sitting on 10 hectares of land designed to engage youth in major agricultural activities in the state. Poultry and eggs production is the major focus of the farm estate at the moment. The farm estate, which houses 10 poultry pens that contain 30,000 birds and an incubation center, is expected to produce about 250,000 noiles annually for sale. The President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, inaugurated the farm estate that is designed to generate about 1 million daily from egg sales.
There will be 3,000 chicks monthly. And this will be sold out to those who will be coming to buy them. And there will be a maximum of 250,000 checks annually.
The Executive Secretary of NALDA, Prince Paul Ikone, says the authority is mandated by President Muhammadu Buhari to make agriculture attractive for the youths and meet the demands of the country's major foods.
This center is like a reproduction center that will be producing our locally improved beds that will be distributed across the country.
This project to us is a fulfillment of the aspiration and promise of His Excellency, the President of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari.
Governor Mai Malabuni, represented, applauded NELDA for selecting the state for establishment of the poultry farm, with a commitment to keen into initiative to ensure its success and sustainability.
A center that the center, apart from being innovative, employment opportunities, income generation, and surveillance will be derived from it.
The Emir of Bade, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Suleiman, assured of collaborating with stakeholders towards safeguarding the investment for the use of present and future generations. In Damaturu, Adam Yusuf Ali, NTA News.
Still on the agric scene, federal government has procured 400 metric tons of high variety seeds for distribution to wheat farmers ahead of the upcoming season. This came to the fore during a day workshop to train farmers on best practices as regard to wheat storage. Awal Salisu reports that the workshop, which held in Kano, attracted farmers from 11 wheat producing states in the country.
Wheat remains the most important crop processed in different ways. However, wheat farming in Nigeria, unlike rice and other crops, has continued to face certain challenges, hence the need for authorities to tackle it holistically.
We have reached even to 900,000 metric tons, but now we are dropping down. Last year it was 420,000 metric tons, and this year is just close to about 380,000 metric tons. It's a sharp drop.
As its farming season approaches, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development organized training for wheat farmers to minimize post-harvest losses. Bashir Tanko, a farmer from Kaduna State, is optimistic that the training will change his fortune in view of losses experienced last year.
We are benefiting a lot out of this capacity building. So government should at least continue with this capacity building.
With adequate support from government at all levels, stakeholders believe that Nigerian farmers have the capacity to upturn the country's status from importing wheat worth $6 billion annually to being self-sufficient.
According to FAO, the post-harvest losses in wheat crop is 9.3%, of which an estimated 6.6% is attributed to storage losses.
Because we don't want to depend on chemicals. Everybody wants the shortcut, and that shortcut is just to apply chemicals.
For the likes of Bashir Tanko, such government support will not only spur production, but also provide economic opportunities for people in the country. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
Nigeria, we hear, is at the final phase of preparations to commence implementation of the Global Environmental Facility Planet Gold proposal to make small-scale gold refining free from mercury and other harmful chemicals. Onenge Fineface reports.
Nigeria's Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, as well as the Nigerian Industrial Revolution Plan, identify mining as a potential non-oil sector for economic diversification. More than 90% of the mining sector is artisanal and at small scale, using rudimentary methods with harmful chemicals that release mercury into the environment. In line with the Minamata Convention, to which Nigeria is signatory, the Federal Ministry of Environment, with support from the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, is validating the project document for Global Environment Facility GEF Planet Gold Project to enhance mercury-free gold mining in the country.
The advent of the GEF Gold Project is timely, and its goal is in line with government priority to protect human lives and the environment, effectively implement the provisions of the Minamata Convention on Mercury.
The development of this project will further strengthen UNIDO's collaboration with Nigeria's mining, industrial, and environment sectors.
The project aims to formalize artisanal gold mining sector, enhance access to finance, provide uptake of mercury-free technologies, and improve knowledge sharing, communication, and local capacity for healthy and environmentally safe mining in Nigeria. Onengiye Fineface, NTA News.
Let's look at tourism. Today is World Tourism Day, observed every 27th of September, and this year focuses on tourism for inclusive growth. Oina Kaloka in this report takes a look at the theme as it affects the development of the sector in Nigeria.
Hidden high up the Mandara Mountains in Adamawa State is UNESCO World Heritage Site, the beautiful Sukuru landscape. Recently, a group of tourists were at the site to explore its features. With the visit, the community came alive and everyone was involved, from entertainers, drivers, tour guides, the villagers, and many more. This captures the theme of this year's World Tourism Day: tourism for inclusive growth, ensuring that everyone is carried along. With the restarting of tourism, a sector badly hit by COVID-19, it is an opportunity to look beyond tourism statistics and acknowledge that beyond every number, there is a person.
When a country decides to develop tourism, it gives majority of the people the opportunity to be part of the society.
Nigeria, with vast natural and cultural heritage in boosting tourism, is working towards developing domestic tourism for the benefit of all.
One day, we will not be able to sell oil again because the oil has either finished or the people who were selling the oil to will not use oil anymore, or they will use alternative sources of energy. Tourism will never finish. Tourism will never end.
We are looking at, introducing at the National Commission for Museums and Monuments different concepts and perspective to our cultural display.
The World Tourism Day, observed every 27th of September, is aimed at fostering awareness of tourism's social, cultural, political, and economic contributions towards reaching the Sustainable Development Goals. Oyina Kalo Oka, NTA News.
All right, let's expand the discourse. No doubt tourism, they say, is gradually becoming an essential part of the economy. We have a guest joining us via Zoom, talking about the Director General, Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation, Chief Florenshaw Koka. Thank you very much for joining us, DG.
Thank you for inviting me on World Tourism Day.
Okay, let's put the spotlight on Nigeria. The theme for this year is inclusive growth, tourism for inclusive growth. If we want to paint a picture for Nigeria, how blessed we are in terms of our diverse cultures and our tourist sites, are we on the right track?
Nigeria is blessed in so many ways. The traditional tourism that everybody knows, Nigeria has even more. Nigeria has new mediums of cultural expression. Our music, our film, our fashion, our food. Those are things that the digital revolution that is going through Africa, especially Nigeria now, is even helping us to push even further. The platforms that we don't own echo our successes. It's just unfortunate that some of the little issues we have, not problems, just little issues, are being echoed louder than our success.
Okay, I thought you were still on. So if we want to look at the opportunities we're blessed with, talking about our tourist sites, how well have they been explored to add value to the nation's economy?
I won't tell you a lie. There's a lot more we can do. There's a lot more we can invest in, simple, low-hanging fruits that we can add to. When you talk about Nigeria and tourism, there's always this echo about security, about infrastructure. No. It's doing the best with what we have. And what we have is more than enough. We are so much more blessed with tourism assets in Nigeria. It's just a question of changing certain simple things. Our laws are old. It's time to change them. The human capital training, you don't need to be a professor of law to be to do tourism. There's vocational training. The finance needs a break. Give the finance a break. If you can't give me money, don't take money from me. That's all I am hearing from the stakeholders meeting that I have been at in different geopolitical regions. Tourism, I won't just say it's the new oil. Tourism will not die. The demand for tourism, the demand for experiences, the demand for something different, something new, something culturally, traditionally different from where I have ever lived in my life will continue. The demand for oil will decrease. It is decreasing. Alternative sources of energy are replacing our mono economy.
All right. Of course, no tourism of any nation can thrive if it's not been explored. What about digital drive, to attract both national and international tourists to, explore these opportunities? Are you looking at that aspect?
I have been labeled and I am constantly accused of seeing just digital. I was raised on pen and paper. I am now, I'm on Zoom with you on an iPad in Kebbi State, using the data from my phone to connect to you. The digital is the future. The data is the future. If you can't read the data, if you can't see the data, if you can't drive the data, disruptive technologies are just going to change, with or without you, how you live. From your elections, from your healthcare, from what you eat, how you buy. And the digital revolution is something that is...
Okay, we seem to have lost signal there, but we've been talking to the Director General, Nigeria Tourism Development Corporation on World Tourism Day. There's so much we're yet to harness. Okay, I heard he's back. If you can say thank you for us. DG, sir, can you hear me? Just round up so we can...
Yes.
Okay, you were going to round up your talk.
Okay, the last thing you spoke about was digital. Go to all the digital platforms and look at Tour Nigeria and Nigerian flavors. From there, you will see what we need to do to build our domestic tourism industry for there to be an international connect for people to come in. But 200 million Nigerians can consume so much more of Nigeria that our institutions will thrive based on what we consume. We can grow our naira, we can grow our economy just by consuming more of what we have.
Okay. Thank you very much, DG, for your time with us. Of course, there's so much we need to harness in the country. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a trip to Lagos. Kende is waiting to serve us what she has there.
Hello, Ruth. Glad to have you join us in Lagos. Some indigent Muslim patients currently receiving treatment in various hospitals within the Lagos metropolis and inmates of correctional centers have benefited from this year's Luftulai International Zakat distribution. Diana Ajali reports that the gesture is aimed at lending a helping hand to the needy.
As one of the 5 pillars of Islam, Zakat is a religious duty for all Muslims who meet the necessary criteria for wealth to help the needy.
Every Muslim is supposed to take 2.5% of their annual savings for the year and donate it to the less privileged in their midst. It's a fundamental pillar of Islam.
To members of the Jamiat, Luftfulahi International, showing love and care to the needy would not only put smiles on their faces, but also give them sense of belonging as well as hope. The Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital was the first port of call for the Jamiat Luftfulahi International, where the medical director expressed deep gratitude for the gesture.
This is a very timely gift to this hospital, most especially to our indigent patients.
Others beneficiaries, drawn from 3 government hospitals and 1 correctional center, include Bagada General Hospital, Federal Medical Center Ebute Metta, Orthopedic Hospital Igbobi Lagos, and Ikoyi Correctional Center. They also received
as you have said. So thank you for coming. We appreciate your kind gesture.
We promise to utilize this in the best interest of the patients they've so identified, the indigent patients of the Islamic faith.
Established in 2010, Jamiat Lutfullah International, through its Zakat donations, has touched lives positively across the states. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Smugglers operating along the southwestern waterways must desist from the illegal act, take the path of legality, or face the full wrath of the law. Acting Area Controller of Customs Western Marine Command, Ochimba Ehima, was emphatic on this warning while handing over seized hard drugs to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Lagos. Abolade Salami completes the report.
232 sacks of cannabis sativa with street value of 1.1 billion naira, weighing a total of 10,672 kilograms, were intercepted by officers and men of the Coastal and Harbour Patrol team. The arrest was carried out with the support of the Controller Surveillance Monitoring Team while on patrol of Kuramo Beach on the IC. Meanwhile, on the space of 3 weeks, operatives of the Command on Surveillance of the Waterways also arrested a suspect in possession of heroin concealed in a carton of noodles weighing 1.52 kilograms, valued at 42 million naira, along Pashi of Yekeme.
We work based on intelligence because we said to ourselves when we came on board that we must rid this water, southwestern waters, we must rid it of all criminalities. We are capable and we'll get rid of them.
Handing over the seized substances to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for further investigations, Assistant Commander General of Narcotics Samuel Gazdama said there is no hiding place for offenders involved in drug trafficking and abuse in Nigeria.
It is clear that synergy is at work.
Disclosing other seizures made ranging from used foreign shoes, second-hand clothing, premium motor spirits to foreign rice and hard drugs, Acting Area Controller of Customs Western Marine Command, Ochima Ehima, said men of the command will continue to mount eagle eyes on coastal areas to prevent any form of crime. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
You're still watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Let's take a short break now. The news continues shortly.
Glad to have you join us in Jos. The Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, has called on the newly recruited narcotic assistants and agents to widen their horizon and be prepared to fight drug dealers whose stock in trade is on the increase. This was during the graduation of narcotic assistants and agents of Basic Course 3 at the NDLEA Academy, Carton Ricos, Jos. Grace Akwegotip reports.
The training equipped narcotic assistants and agents physically, mentally and psychologically in the fight against drug pandemic. Chairman and Chief Executive, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, represented says the training aligned with the vision of a well-motivated and proactive workforce that is service-ready to realize the dream and aspiration of the founding fathers of the agency and that of the nation. The agency, he says, will strive hard to live up to its mandate by mounting unrelented and unprecedented assault on drug offenders.
You may be respected, but you will be assaulted, you will be tempted psychologically and physically, subtly and harshly by merchants of this nefarious trade. You will be offered money and other forms of gratification. But I call on you to cultivate the will and create your boundaries. Cultivate the guts and coping skills required to reject these temptations and allow for effective discharge of your duties.
964 narcotic assistants and agents passed out. In Jos, Grace Akwegotip, NTA News.
The Commander, Operation Safe Haven, and General Officer Commanding 3 Division Nigerian Army, Major General Ibrahim Ali, has stressed the need for peaceful coexistence in communities on the plateau, parts of Kaduna and Bauchi states. The commander made the call while addressing participants of Major General Ibrahim Salau Ali 15-kilometer Peace and Unity Marathon held in Sanga local government area of Kaduna State. Ndeyan Andeaba Gang reports.
The competition aims at driving the peace process in the state for harmonious coexistence amongst people of different ethnic backgrounds. Major General Ali commended the community leaders in Sanga local government area for championing the peace process in their domains, urging the youth to be ambassadors of peace. He encouraged the people to furnish Operation Safe Haven with information on the activities of suspicious persons or groups for prompt action.
I want to assure you that Operation Safe Haven will continue to remain impartial in carrying out its mandate of protecting the lives and property of all abiding citizens.
I congratulate the athletes for turning out en masse to participate in the marathon, despite the rumors of security challenges. You have all proved to the entire world that peace has finally come to stay in Sanga local government area.
The event featured cultural display, presentation of trophies and medals, as well as cash prizes to male and female winners of the race. In Jos, Ndeyan Andeaba Gang, NTA News.
It's a wrap from Jos. More stories with Ruth in Abuja.
Thank you, Felicia. A notorious kidnapped suspect and 4 others on police wanted list have been apprehended by operatives of Kaduna State Police Command. The suspects were arrested along Berde Kefi Road following credible intelligence while conveying suspected rustled cows to yet-to-be-identified destination. A statement by the command spokesperson, Mohammed Jalige, says the police also foiled a kidnap attempt in Nagoyi quarters, Zaria, and neutralized one of the suspects. Northern governors we hear are in an emergency meeting in Kaduna for an update on progress made so far towards addressing insecurity in the region. Mohammed Umar Ajingi reports that other critical national issues are also up for discussion.
The last time these governors met here was in February this year, when far-reaching resolutions were taken, including setting up of various committees on critical issues affecting the region. This meeting, in addition to being a follow-up, is also to look at emerging issues such as value-added tax, VAT collection.
We shall also take a critical look at some national issues that have emerged over the recent months and the weeks with a view to coming up with a position of the region, as well as adopting the best possible approach to ensuring that the interests of the region is protected and promoted.
Our region faces serious challenges. The economic situation in the country has affected us. The insecurity has destroyed rural economies, and many other challenges about federalism stare us in the face.
There's lack of basic education. Besides lack of basic education, there's a lot of drug abuse amongst our youth. So many problems. And these are problems, these are challenges that we can definitely face squarely and successfully defeat these challenges. So what we need is strong willpower, commitment, and the fear of Almighty God in whatever we do as leaders.
After hours of deliberations behind closed doors, it is expected that the governors will come up with the position of the region on the issues, including more robust measures towards ending insecurity in the north. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
Senator Magnus Abe has called on his supporters and Ogoni people to remain steadfast and resolute in taking the All Progressives Congress to the next level. Abe made the call during a meeting with APC stalwarts and loyalists in his hometown in Gohana local government area. Diane Kume Ulolo tells us more.
The need to debunk the rumor by mischief makers that Senator Abe has left the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, necessitated this gathering. Addressing his supporters from Gogana in his hometown, Bega, Senator Abe urged them to keep faith with the party as they are co-founders.
Appeal to you people, be steadfast, be resolute, be unbending. Make nobody fight.
Political friends of Senator Abe describe him as a visionary leader worth their support.
You can see the mammoth crowd that are thronged out in their large numbers to receive their son, who has come back to say to them, look, I'm still part of the party, and I say to them, don't be moved. Don't move anywhere. We are members of the APC. And what it has is a broad-based political support. It's not just people of Beira. Abe has wider reach in the states as well as the nation. Abe is loved by every nook and cranny of River State.
The meeting had in attendance APC stalwarts and leaders of Ogoni ethnic nationality. From Gokana, local government area of River State, Dianukume Ulolo, NTA News.
To further boost the fortune of APC in Akwa Ibom State, preparatory to the 2023 general elections, stalwarts of the All Progressives Congress in the state have inaugurated an elders forum with former state's administrator, Group Captain Sam Ewang, retired, as the chairman of the forum. Kelvin Samuel reports that the elders forum is to serve as an advisory body to the party in the state.
Inaugurating the Elders Forum of the All Progressives Congress, Akwa Ibom State Chapter, the chairman of Congress and former commissioner of Works Akwa Ibom State, Donald Etim, says their duty is to ensure that all members of the party, irrespective of religion, tribe, or size, are carried along in the affairs of the party, which will give them an edge come 2023 general elections.
To advance the cause of the party by uniting the members and giving them the direction that they require.
People who had left APC had come back, and there are very many.
And I thank God for it. Right now, what we are doing is that this thing will simmer down.
Our aim in forming this association is to ensure that we banish impunity.
Meanwhile, the Akwa Ibom State APC, in a swift reaction through its publicity secretary, Nkeruweme Nyongekere, has distanced itself from the inauguration of Akwa Ibom State APC Elders Forum by a group it described as political merchants. In Uyo, Kevin Samuel, NTA News.
The Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association has enjoined its members to develop leadership skills to effectively support the home front in order to boost the morals of military officers in different security operations. The national president of the association, Mrs. Salamatu Yahya, gave the charge at the commencement of a seminar that is focused at repositioning the Nigerian Officers' Wives Association through effective leadership and ethics. The seminar is also aimed at aligning the vision and values of the association with the current Army Command.
The theme for this seminar is aptly captured as it reflects my desire to promote appropriate ethics, establish sound leadership styles, and provide a platform for effective discharge of responsibilities. Indeed, past and present Nawa leaders have bequeathed us remarkable and economically viable human development assets. This seminar will therefore avail us the opportunity and initiate ideas that would impact on us positively. I expect that at the end, certain critical leadership capabilities would have been improved upon. This is to steer our noble association to greater heights collectively.
Members from different army formations around Abuja attended the event. Skills acquisition is said to be a major support base to build the national economy and elevate poverty. To this effect, Sahel Agronomists Training Foundation and Dynamic Paragon Ladies, a non-governmental organization, empowered more than 100 women with skills in Apo district of the Federal Capital Territory. Suleiman Abdulwahab reports.
Rosemary is a mother of two without any source of income to support her family, but an opportunity came, knocking courtesy of Sahel Agronomists Training Foundation and Dynamic Paragon Ladies in the form of skills development that tends to her life for better.
I don't know how to make organic soap before, so I've learned it now. The ingredients have shown us the ingredients. I know how to make the liquid soap now.
I learned how to make hand sanitizer. From then I learned how to make body lotion. From then I learned body scrubs. I use it for myself. I also make for my siblings.
Organizers say the program is focused on training people in rural areas to enable them generate income and become self-reliant.
To produce your cosmetics, you get it. It's around your kitchen. It's around your neighborhood. Your trees, your oils, your fruits are what you need in your cream.
Taught them how to make yogurt. Children need it. Instead of going to buy it in the market, it's very expensive now. They can always make a whole lot for their children to take to school.
The training scheme will be extended to support more Nigerians to create wealth, with the aim of supporting the federal government in reducing poverty. In Abuja, Suleiman Tobu Abdulwahab, NTA News.
Our next stop will be Port Harcourt. Dibabari will guide us.
Thank you, Ruth, and welcome to Port Harcourt. A patriotic, honest, and tolerant behavior amongst the citizenry, as well as transparency and accountability on the part of the leaders, have been identified as requisite attributes that must be upheld by all Nigerians to foster peaceful coexistence devoid of acrimony. Joy Uzo reports that a cross-section of Port Harcourt residents stated this as they hailed Nigeria at 61, while calling on Nigerians to shun all forms of divisive tendencies.
With a current population of over 200 million people, three major ethnic groups comprising Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba, many languages, cultures, and traditions, as well as Christianity and Islam as major religions, Nigeria has since inception galvanized a way to maintaining a unified entity despite her diversity, a stride stakeholders attribute to a patriotic and sacrificial commitment of the nation's founding fathers, but regret that a lack of such commitment amongst many Nigerians many years down the line is posing a threat to national peace and stability.
At 61, Nigerians must stop anything that will divide us and promote what will unite us, because that's what parents do to their children.
The things that bring us together are more than the things that divide us. And the things that divide us are things we can sit down and discuss and come to terms with and find solutions that work for everyone.
Amid the many challenges bedeviling the nation, keen watchers say a change of mindset by the populace and deliberate and conscious efforts by all Nigerians, irrespective of political and social class, to do the right thing always.
Indeed, God instructs you, command you to do justice in whatever you are doing.
And that is why I am having passion for this country when I see things going wrong. If I see people misbehaving, high unemployment, high cost of goods and services, I feel worried.
It's only when you are transparent and straightforward to the people you are leading, that's the only way we can have everlasting peace in our nation.
Going forward, they urged Nigerians to make wise decisions in electing their leaders, as this will assist in birthing more accountable leaders. In Port Harcourt, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
A 3.4-kilometer internal road has been inaugurated in Shelter Afrique, a high-brow area in Uyo, the state capital. Governor Udom Emmanuel, while inaugurating the project, says it symbolizes one of the numerous signatures of his administration. Susan Sukwa reports.
The inaugurated roads include a 0.8-kilometer General Koko Isen Avenue, a 0.35-kilometer Nicholas Ekarika Avenue, 1.6-kilometer David Lawrence Crescent, and a 0.6-kilometer Enoidem Avenue, totaling 3.4 kilometers. Governor Udom Emmanuel, who performed the inauguration to mark the 34th anniversary of the state's creation, expressed gratitude to God that at 34, Akwa Ibom State has become a model to other states and a reference point in the country, while thanking the founding fathers and leaders who have piloted the affairs of the state at different stages of development, solicited more support and patriotism from the people for continued advancement.
So let our prayer, either forward, ever, backward, never. That's our prayer. But I think so far so good. We have every cause to thank God for bringing us this far as a state. I think today we're a model. Whether people believe it or not, we're a model. A lot of people would like to copy what we are doing. A lot of people would like to also find out how do we get it done this way.
The Commissioner for Works and Fire Service, Professor Inoibanga, while presenting an overview of the project, said the roads which are constructed with drainages were before now impassable. Indigenes of your local government area, in their goodwill messages, declared their unflinching support to Governor Udom Emmanuel, even in his succession plan. In Uyo, Susan Asukwo, NTA News.
And that's it from Port Harcourt. Nationwide will continue with Root right after the break. Good evening.
Welcome back. Nigeria needs to urgently engage her West African neighbors towards stringent implementation of the Arms Trade Treaty, as well as curbing the free flow of arms and light weapons. This was part of contributions from guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria, while reviewing Nigeria's participation at the ongoing 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Lydia Sampson reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari, in his address to the world at the 76th session of United Nations General Assembly, highlighted pertinent issues that touch Nigeria, Africa, and the rest of the world. The guests, who also applauded the president's bilateral meetings on the sidelines, are optimistic that the low-hanging fruits, if properly harnessed, will continue to propel Nigeria towards peace and sustainable development. There was concern on implementation of the Arms Trade Treaty.
I would recommend that Mr. President, since he has come back to Nigeria and raised this issue in his statement, he should direct the ministers of foreign affairs, ministers of defense, ministers of interior to develop a framework whereby there will be a West African meeting of their counterparts to address the issue of small arms and light weapons.
The president, who called for equity in availability of COVID-19 vaccines at the UN, did not shy away from acknowledging the insecurity challenge posed by Boko Haram while soliciting global support.
Almost all the leaders the president met with, including the U.S. permanent representative to the UN, the question they were asking was, how were you so successful in tackling COVID?
Climate change was also on the front burner, and Nigeria's plan to create 10 national parks is of interest.
The president stated clearly that climate change is already with us in Nigeria, and it also triggers conflict. It affects food security, drying up of the Lake Chad, youth migration, and loss of livelihood for our people.
The Environment Minister also revealed that Nigeria will soon take up the presidency of the Great Green World, while expressing optimism that Nigeria's transition to low-carbon economy is on course. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Let's bring you COVID-19 updates. 255 new cases of COVID-19, including 4 deaths, were recorded in the country within the last 24 hours, bringing the country's total caseload to 204,456. Among the new infections, Imo State recorded the highest with 124 cases, followed by Lagos with 72, FCT 36, Rivers 16, Enugu 6, and just a case in Kano. 192,620 treated cases have been discharged, while the death toll is now 2,677. Until the health information managers get it right, the health sector of the 21st century is far from being archived. This is the view of experts at a 2-day mandatory retreat for health information managers from different institutions and facilities in the country. Burjanatu Adam Sahid reports. We apologize for the loss of audio there. The Nigerian Television Authority, Federal Radio Corporation, and Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria and Voice of Nigeria are syncretizing to complement efforts of government in winning the war against insecurity. Elizabeth Omori reports that this formed the focus of the media outfit's theme as they prepare for the 2021 Carol of 9 Lessons.
As preparations gear up for the 2021 NTA, FRC and Von Carol of 9 Lessons, players in the religious and political terrains are throwing their support towards the success of the event. The latest is the president of the Nigerian Baptist Convention, Reverend Israel Akonji, who helped on collective peace efforts in keeping alive the nation's founding fathers' vision of a united and prosperous nation.
Let us put our trust in God. In Nigeria, He is the builder of homes and nations, and that God will build our land. Let each one of us be committed to seeing a positive Nigeria.
The leader of the delegation, Engineer Stephen Opanachi Moses, and his team, who solicited the support of the Christian community, say the imperatives of peace building can only be promoted when the church plays its role.
It will be to the glory of God, and then it will be something that will unify and bring CAN together. And we do pray that our togetherness will make us to be stronger.
This singular act being carried out by NTA, FRCN and Voice of Nigeria, it will bring the desired peace in this country.
The NTA, FRCN and Von Carol of 9 Lessons is billed for the 5th of December 2021. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Experts have identified high salt intake, smoking and excessive alcohol as contributory factors to stomach cancer. Mina Ukwabasi takes a look at this medical condition.
The human stomach is a muscular sac-like part of the digestive system that connects the esophagus to the small intestine. It has a preeminent status in the system and indeed the entire abdomen. To perform its role in food intake and food processing, the stomach has a highly fortified anatomy. The human stomach also performs other extranutritive functions, which include neurological, immunological, endocrine, and hematologic functions, which harbors a large concentration of nerve cells and billions of microorganisms.
The stomach cancer is something that comes from several risk factors. Contaminated food, contaminated drink can carry the organism into the stomach, and then it starts a process of inflammation.
You don't play with your stomach. If you do that, a time may come when the stomach may have to play on you.
It is advised that people should stop high intake of salt, especially raw salt, as apart from being a catalyst for stomach cancer, it also increases high blood pressure. In Enugu, Mina Adobe Kobasi, NTA News.
Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, has stressed the need for Africa to embrace unity and eliminate every form of crisis on the continent to achieve the height of desired development. He said this when he received the president of the Organization of Military Sports in Africa, Brigadier General Mekanu Abdullahi, who visited him to give update on preparations for the maiden game slated for 9th to 17th of October in Abuja. Justin Bemunyi reports that the minister is the grand patron for the upcoming Sahel military games.
The Sahel Military Games is a championship game aimed at exploring the diplomatic aspects of military operations in Africa. It is targeted at reducing incidents of insurgency and banditry in the Sahel region. These military personnel were in the office to officially unveil the kits and equipment which will be used during the games. According to the president of the organization, some of these equipment are products of the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation.
15 countries are coming with a total of 327 athletes, plus the officials and other entourage. And they will stay in Nigeria here for 10 days.
Look at the minerals. It is the minerals in Africa that almost all nations that have developed have relied on. And what we're saying is that, look, if they come to Africa, take our minerals, and go and develop themselves, why can't we use the same minerals here to develop our nations and our continent? And this can only happen when we minimize, when we reduce, when we finally eliminate crisis.
The aim of the championship is to unite the armed forces in the Sahel region and, in the long run, build a continent where peace and solidarity will thrive. Justin Bemunyi, NTA News.
Sports update is next.
After conquering Africa for the third consecutive time at the Women Afrobasket Championship in Cameroon on Sunday, Nigeria's D Tigresses returned to the country Monday to a warm reception. Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, commended the girls and promised more support from the ministry. The team presented the trophy to the minister. Abuja will be agog on Tuesday, September 28th, for the 40th anniversary of the Association of National Olympic Committees in Africa, ANOCA. The celebration will also honor some gold medalists at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, as well as Nigeria's silver medalist, Blessing Oburududu.
ANOCA has also grown to have a home in Abuja, and the Secretariat represents our commitment to support African sportsmen and women. Abuja is now the Olympic capital of Africa.
Stakeholders in the sports sector have been charged to ensure that athletes and officials observe all COVID-19 protocols, especially as the world looks to move on from the ravaging pandemic.
The 15 West African countries also joined the rest of the world
in effectively resuming sports.
This came to the fore at the opening ceremony of a two-day seminar on realigning the design and delivery of youth and sports development programs during and after the COVID-19 pandemic for national growth and productivity in Abuja. With sports updates, Tamara Ibiwe, NTA News.
We're done. Thank you for your company. Remember, together, let's keep the fight against rape and rapists on. I'm Ruth Aguilera. Bye.